Well, hello to my dear student friends and colleagues of the class of 2022. I'm so pleased to greet you today. I wanted to send this little message to you before you leave the community and go out and perform your clinical clerkships. I want you to know, as president, I've been with you from the beginning, and I have a very special place in my heart, and always will, for the inaugural class of the Idaho College of Osteopathic Medicine. And so before you leave here and start your clerkships, I want to take a few minutes and share with you from my heart a handful of things that I think will be helpful as you begin your clinical clerkships. First, just a word about this lingering pandemic. You and I both know that because of COVID-19, we live in a very different world. It's not likely to change anytime soon. But don't let this be a burden or a barrier that paralyzes you. You, like us, need to go forward with faith and confidence. We'll make adjustments, but you go forward. You keep your eye on the ball and focus on things that matter most. There has never been a greater need for you to be personally and professionally resilient and flexible. It's crucial. You can do it now, you'll do it the rest of your career. There's also never been a greater need for us to grow the physician workforce. If you look at the studies, we're showing more and more gaps in the number of physicians we need versus the number of physicians we're training. So we need you. So go forward. We're not going to let this pandemic slow us down. You keep your eye on the ball. You keep focused on those things that matter most. Now again, in the coming days, you're going to be leaving this community and going out to your various places of clerkships. Remember, it matters very little where you serve, where you perform your clerkships. What does matter is how you perform them, how you approach the work. And so what you do and how you conduct yourself matters very much. When you arrive in your clinical fields of labor, remember, first impressions count. They matter, so don't blow it. Dress and appearance matter. Your speech and your words matter. What you say and how you say things matters. Remember that people will judge you and they'll judge this school, not only based on your knowledge and your skills and your abilities, but how you carry yourself, how you communicate, how you interact with others, how well you listen, how well you problem solve. Your clinical preceptors and others will judge you not only on your skills, but on your leadership qualities. How well you solve problems, how you handle stress in difficult situations. Always be early and be prepared. Don't fake it. Never misrepresent yourself for the facts. You'll know it and they'll know it. I urge you to be inquisitive, never be argumentative. Learn to listen with your eyes and your ears and with your hearts. And remember, I've told you this before, one of the first rules of good leadership, one of the first rules of being a good physician is don't be a jerk. And you'll know one when you see one. So don't be one. Don't do dumb things. Remember that healthcare is a team sport. It's never been more of a team sport than it is today. We have largely a broken healthcare system, largely because physicians, the nurses, pharmacists, therapists, and others have not played well in the sandbox. They historically have not communicated well, passed the ball, and problem solved together. That's why we focus so much on this idea of interprofessionalism. We want you to remember and develop the competencies of interprofessional communication, interprofessional teamwork, really understanding roles and responsibilities deeply, not superficially. But I plead with you to learn to be consummate team players so that you can be effective team leaders. Now, you know I've always urged you to also take an active interest in the business side of healthcare. Pay attention to how we organize and deliver and pay for healthcare. Healthcare policies and procedures and plans, healthcare strategies. Pay attention to this stuff. Some of you may have an interest in actually pursuing a master's degree in health administration. You know, we've provided for you an opportunity to pursue not only the DO, but also the dual DO MHA. And some of you may have an interest in that either now or down the road. Remember also, your education is much more than just developing certain knowledge, skills, and abilities. It's about becoming. It's about assuming that full mental and professional demeanor of what it means to be a physician and a physician leader. You should know that at the class of 2023, the white coat ceremony, you may know that Dr. David Pate, the longtime president and CEO of the St. Luke's Healthcare System, who now is vice chairman of the ICOM board, spoke to your fellow students. And he said to them, I'll never forget it, he said, get all the knowledge you can, all the clinical, all the biomedical knowledge, but more than that, learn to become a really good person. So you do that. You remember that you are pioneers in a very real way. You're pioneers, the first ever students from ICOM to go out into the field. We hope that you blaze a good and noble path for hundreds, if not thousands, to follow you. So you'll be going with my best wishes. Remember that I and the leadership team and all your faculty and friends and colleagues here are pulling for you. We care deeply about you and your personal and professional success. So best wishes and Godspeed. Thank you.